very exciting today. Viewing several, we have something a little bit different. Something that actually makes a fucking noise.
It's true.
It is true. So, Sean.
Yes.
Tell us transparently.
Well, first of all, ARTURIA, nice people that they are, which is strange because we weren't particularly nice about one of their plugins not long ago. They contacted us and have sent us a demo copy of the ARTURIA.
Whoa, sweet child of mine.
What?
They sent you.
Okay, they sent me, not you.
No.
They sent me a copy of the ARTURIA V Collection 9.1, which is their mammoth collection of modelled synths, samplers, and other instruments. Which I've been playing with for several months now. And I must also say, I did have an earlier version of this, so I've used this in its early incarnation for quite a few years. And it's pretty amazing. First of all, let's get this out of the way. It ain't cheap. It's €599. Ouch.
You get a lot for that.
You get a lot for that. And I'm going to read off this piece of paper what you get, because it's not small. And when you consider individually these are all fairly well priced, then that $599 starts to look
speed up.
Decent. Right, yeah. Okay, so what are we getting? We are getting the augmented strings, the augmented voices, the Korg MS-20, the SQ-80, the CS-80, the Prophet 5, the Prophet 5S, and the Piano 5. These are all either new, which weren't in the previous version, or they're updated versions of things. And then the ones that were already in it, you get the Analog Lab, which is basically all of these mixed together in one interface, and you can try out all the various presets. There's the vocoder, there's the Juno 8, there's the OPXA, there's the Mellotron, there's the Synth V, there's the CSV, which is CZV, sorry, which is obviously like CZ 101 kind of thing. There's the CMI, which is the Fairlight. I love that. That's excellent. There's the Clavinet. There's the DX7. There's the one I can't pronounce, the Bukia S. I don't know. Easily, whatever. The Synclavier. The Synclavier is amazing as well. That sounds great. Used to use a real one, so that does sound just like it. The Emulator 2. That's fairly recent. I think that came out in the last version. That's probably my favourite one at the moment. Sounds epic. There's the Hammond B3. There's the Mini V, which is the Mini Moog. There's the Stage 73, which is the Rhodes. There's the Matrix 12, again, which is awesome. There's the Farfisa 5. There's the Selena Strings 5. There's SEM. There's the Jupiter 8. Jupiter 8's great. There's the ARP 2600 again for arpeggios and stuff. That thing's epic. The Vox Continental organ. There's the Wurlitzer. And then there's the Modular 5. I mean, that is a hell of a collection. That's 33 things.
God, it didn't sound like that. It sounded like 4 or 5, Sean.
I know, yeah, just rattled through them. Yeah.
So give us which 15 are your favourite?
Which 15 do you know what? There's one which I use on pretty much everything because I love it, and that is the Yamaha CS-80. I mean, the original was epic. If you like Vangelis, those epic, lead sounds and strings and pads and stuff, that thing just sounds awesome. The presets are amazing. It's all the sounds you would expect to hear, but it's very easy to edit. The SQ-80, which is a new one, I used to use one of those 30 years ago. Adamski did killer with an SQ-80, just an SQ-80 and a TR-909, so you'll recognise those sounds on there. Beautiful 80s digital synth. What else do I use a lot? The piano is incredible. Pianos are hard to do, and the interface is great. It lets you choose where in the room the mics are and stuff. You get some really, really nice, lush sounds. The Jupiter 8 I use a lot. The CZV, which is the CZ101. I used to have a CZ101 back in the day. This sounds great. The CMI, which is the Fairlight. Again, it's quite interesting because the Fairlight interface, it was the first sequencer sampler all-in-one workstation. I used to know how to program that thing, and that was a nightmare. It was an absolute bitch to work with. This just gives you the same sounds and functionality, but you get to use it in your favourite DAW, so it's nice and easy. It's an absolutely amazing collection, and I very rarely use anything else now. Pretty much all my sounds, unless it's a sample, all my sounds come from one of these. It's incredible. They're beautifully recreated graphically, and it works almost like the original. So like on the emulator, there's a monitor. You click on the monitor and you go into the deeper menus. The same on the Fairlight and the Synclavier. Just really nicely done. Really nicely done.
Do you know any of the main features there, Sean?
Do I know any of the main features?
Yeah, well, I just saw the title.
Right. Yeah.
I wonder if you want to read any more.
I can read some of the main features from this sheet. I mean, 9,000 plus presets, which is, I mean, we you know, we've all drifted into that over the years. Think, you know, everything has changed. Back when I started working in music production, you would not use presets because they'd all been used and there wasn't many on synths. So you'd take a preset and you'd always edit it. Whereas now we just sift, don't we? Mm-hmm. We sift through presets.
Yeah.
And you'll find one that is 99% of what you want and just change it a bit. So if that's your way of working, this gives you 9,000 to work through, which is a lot. But it's epic. It really is epic. It's great. I think if you're working with, if you want lots of synthetic sounds, this is the way to go.
So what's in competition with it? What are the collections?
There's I mean, obviously these days when you get a DAW, you get a lot with it. So things like Logic, there's multiple synths in there now. You get all the ones going back, you know, the ES1, ES2, but obviously there's all the newer ones, and you know they're great, and the presets are huge, and people upload presets online, so you're never going to run out of sounds, even if you're just using the stock plugins on your DAW. And you know, lots of people are making lots of interesting synths, but I think this is the primo place to go if you want all of those classic synths in one place. It's the place to go. And there, you know, it's got to be said as well, I've experimented with cheap and free alternatives to some of this stuff, and as good as they are, quite often you run into buggy issues. This thing just runs flawlessly, never gives you any problems. Obviously Arturia really know what they're doing. They've been doing this for a long time, so I think it's well worth the money.
Okay, well, I'll ask the question then, Sean. Arturia V Collection 9.1, is it shit?
No, it's not shit at all.
Clearly not.
It's incredible, really, I think, and that is a chunk of money to throw at something. But if you're serious about this,
it's a lot of sound, a lot of noise.
It's a lot of sounds, you know. And I think, you know, me and you both used to use a lot of the things like Massive back in the day on the Actor, and I've moved away from that stuff because, you know, you would spend quite a long time trying to get a sound that did what you wanted it to do. That sound's going to be in this collection somewhere. It's going to be in there. You just got to find it. When you get to know what the different synths are good at, you get quicker at finding those sounds. Yeah, I massively rate it.
Can you? Is there any kind of demo, or is it is what it is?
Do you know what? I don't know. I mean, it'd be massive. It's such a big thing to install because each one is a separate installer. I mean, you just click install, it installs all of them. But I presume you can demo individually the sounds. But I mean, I think if you're not up for spending that kind of money, you can buy the Analog Lab. The Analog Lab is a lot cheaper, and it's some of the best presets of each of these things in one interface.
Okay.
So if you just want to dip your toe in, maybe Analog Lab is a good way to get into this. But ultimately, if this is your job, if you're a producer, then I'd be buying this, definitely. Yeah.
Please click on the Studio Life subscribe button and...
Yeah, click the notification bell, and then next time we're waxing lyrical about something awesome, or maybe just slagging something off, you'll get to see it all happen.
Toodle.
See you later.